Hey guys, Miss Gregory here. I am going to let you know a little bit about your activity for today and let you know what to do and what to get to. So here is our fifth period Canvas page. I'm going to scroll down to today's date. Today's date is November 30th through December 4th. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that day. Here's our main slide for today. And on our main slide, you'll find all of our learning intentions and success criteria and our agenda for this week. And we're going to go ahead and click on day 1. Remember, you can go back and rewind, pause, and do anything you need to this video so that you can watch and rewatch. Here, you're going to get your information for today. It says this is where we're going to start. Let's get started. First, we're going to begin by taking notes on algebraic expressions and vocabulary. We just finished up our chapter and we're getting ready to start learning about algebra. So we're going to click here to get to our notes. And this is going to take us to our notes for today. Remember, you cannot complete these notes without watching this video, so don't try to complete these notes by yourself. There's no way you're going to be able to do that on your own. We're going to go ahead and type our name here and join me on slide 2. On slide 2, we're going to match our vocabulary. So remember, again, if you need to pause, you can pause the video and go back, but we're going to learn about an expression. So we have our definitions over here. And an expression, a variable, a coefficient, a constant, and a term. These are all words we're going to start using a lot, so we need to know what they are. A variable, we've talked about before, it's just a letter that replaces a number. So a letter that replaces a number. So we're going to go and we're going to match that with letter A. So a variable is letter A. Let's go over here and look again. Let's look at letter C, a mathematical phrase that consists of variables or numbers and operations. This is an expression. So this is like a mathematical phrase instead of a phrase that we would say out loud in language arts. It's an expression. So number 1 is C. Number 3, we've got the word coefficient. A coefficient is a number that is with a letter. So it's the number part of a variable. So that's letter D. Number 3 is letter D. Number 4, a constant is just a plain number, a plain old number. So letter B, a term that only contains a number. And number 5, a term, leaves us with letter E. A term is just a part of an expression. So what we're going to do is we're going to label all of our parts. And we are going to see if we can identify the different parts of an expression. So join me on the next slide and we're going to label the parts of an expression. All right, so we've got our words, constant, variable, coefficient, and term, and we're going to drag and drop them to represent each part of the expression. So an expression is a mathematical sentence. It doesn't have an equal sign. An equal sign would make it an equation, but we're talking about an expression. So all of these little parts, each individual part is a term. So we're going to drag the word term and we are going to put term on each one of these parts. So each one of these parts that are separated by the plus signs, those are called terms. The plain numbers that don't have any letters with them, plain old numbers, are called constants. So we're going to grab the word constant and we're going to slide it over and put it with the number 12. Now, the cool thing about math, remember, we're going to use letters too, and those letters are called variables. So the X and the Y, those are called variables. And sometimes in front of a letter, you're going to see a number. And the number that's in front of a letter is called a coefficient. A coefficient. Again, if you need to pause, stop, or rewind, you can pause. I'm headed to slide 4. Next, we're going to try and think of words that make us think of add and subtract. So we're going to go through here. I'm not going to do all of these with you, but I'm going to pull these words and I'm going to think, does this word make me think of addition or subtraction? Does the word decreased make me think of addition or subtraction? It makes me think of the subtraction. So today, when we're reading our math or sentences, we're going to be turning them into math. And if I see the word decreased, I know it's telling me to subtract. What about altogether? Altogether makes me think of addition. So we're going to go through here and we're going to drag each one to the spot that it goes. So I know less than goes to subtract, and gave away goes to subtract, combined, that goes to add. I'm not going to do all of these with you, so you can do some on your own, okay? Again, you can pause the video and do the rest on your own. Then we're going to go to multiplication and division, and we're going to think of the words that make us think of multiply and divide. So we're going to think of the words that make us think of multiply and divide. So double, if I double something, that means I times it by 2. So I know double makes me think of multiply. This is a hard one. Increased by a factor. You know, factors make us think of multiply. So I'm going to do increased by a factor. Divisor makes me think of division. So I'm going to put that with the division. And I'm going to keep going. Per. The word per makes me think of division. If I'm talking about dividing among or per 3 friends. So the word per makes me think of division. And the word of makes me think of multiply. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put all of those on the correct words. And this is going to help me later on. So I want to make sure I have my notes. I'm going to move on to slide 6. Slide 6 says, let's practice. I want to be able to turn this sentence into a mathematical sentence. So it says the sum of 8 and a number. What does the word sum make us think of? The word sum makes me think of add. How can I write the sum of 8 and a number? Well, I can write 8 plus A. It tells us to use the letter A, the sum of 8 and a number A. That's the same thing in algebra as our word phrase. Let's do one more together. 5 less than a number B. What does the word less than make me think of? It makes me think of subtract. 5 less than B. So that means I have to have my B first because I'm going to go 5 less than that. And then I have product and I have divided. I think you can do the product one on your own. Let's do the divided one together. It said the quotient. Quotient makes me think of division. And for division, I'm going to write the slash bar like that. And it says D divided by 2. D divided by 2. And this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be turning our algebraic expressions into word phrases and our word phrases into algebraic expressions. When your notes are completely filled out, you can turn those in. The next thing we're going to do today is an assignment similar to our notes. I'm going to go ahead and open up your assignment and show it to you. We're going to want to make sure on our assignment that we leave our notes open so that we can still use those to help us on our assignment. It says place a star under each term and then tell how many terms you have. Remember, terms are separated by the plus, the minus, the divide sign. So let's do number 3 together. I see one term right here, and I see a term right here. So remember, terms are divided, add, subtract, they're separated. So I want to count up how many terms I have. Like in this one right here, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to identify how many terms I have. In the next slide, I'm going to go through and I'm going to match each one of these to the algebraic expression, to the word phrase that it matches. And then I'm going to try and do a couple on my own. Miss Gregory won't have student support today, but I'll have student support on Tuesday. And if you get stuck on any of these, you can come and ask questions about these. Remember, you can rewatch this video as many times as you like. And thank you and have a wonderful Monday.